This week I'm in Munich, Germany, and I'm heading across to Prague in the Czech Republic. Now, Munich Airport is a key hub for the national airline of Germany, Lufthansa, but today I'm flying on board one of their partner airlines who also have a base here, Air Dolomiti. It's a new airline for me in this channel, and I'm board on my favourite aircraft, the Embraer 195. Before we get on board, let's go and check out the terminal. Welcome to Edgington Airborne. Let's get going.
Okay, so to start this week's video, let's play a game of what makes a great terminal. For me, it should have a recreation area linking parts of the airport, which Munich has. There should be clear signage to find your check-in area, which should be brightly lit with plenty of space. Munich has that covered too. How about a rooftop viewing area to enjoy the aircraft? Yep, there's one here. And does it have places to eat before security? Absolutely. You can probably tell by now that I'm impressed by this award-winning airport so far. Now let's see what it's like after security. Security was, as expected, very efficient, and I was soon in the main departures area. While this space is a little dark, it is still very impressive. There are a good amount of places to eat, and of course shopping is available for a range of budgets. In case of emergency, there's even somewhere to get a haircut. My flight departed from the K gates in the Terminal 2 satellite building, which is a short bus journey away, and this has to be one of my favourite spaces of any airport that I've visited. The design of the satellite building, in my opinion, is spot on, offering plenty of light, wide concourses and a relaxing environment to enjoy whilst waiting to depart.
So that's Munich Airport, and it is a very impressive place indeed. You can see why it's won so many awards. Anyway, the sun's going down, so it's getting dark outside. I'm not sure how much we'll see on the flight, but let's head to our aircraft and make our way to Prague.
Air Dolomiti is named after the Dolomite mountain range found in northern Italy, and their fleet is made up entirely of Embraer regional jets. Now, sadly, due to the delay in departure, this flight is quite obviously not going to provide any spectacular views, so we'll jump straight into the Air Dolomiti experience, starting things off with how much this flight costs. As this flight is on behalf of Lufthansa, my booking was made via Lufthansa website. The booking process is very straightforward, and you can choose from a selection of both direct and connecting flights on this route. As with all Lufthansa bookings, your selected fare class will determine the benefits available, with luggage and seat selection, for example, increasing the price. Now back to my experience, and the Air Dolomiti Embraer 195 that I travelled on has 32 rows of seats laid out in a 2-2 configuration. I am a fan of the Embraer cabin design, and this aircraft of course features both reading lights and cool air vents in the overhead panel. The toilet was fairly standard by design, but it was kept clean and tidy on this short trip, and I did like the little touches to remind you that this is an Air Dolomiti aircraft around the cabin. Included in the price of my ticket were complimentary refreshments. As the flight was quite short, the snack provided wasn't what you call substantial, but nonetheless it was very welcome after a long day travelling.
It's a very short flight to Prague this evening. Let's take a moment very quickly to have a look around the seat area that you could find on board the Embraer 195 when flying with Air Dolomiti.
Seat selection of course is available when booking, and when choosing the lowest fare Economy Light, your seat will start from €10 and will cost more for preferred seats near the front of the aircraft or when selecting one of the extra legroom options for €25. So here we have the Air Dolomiti seat, and the first thing you'll notice is the Wi-Fi information stitched into the headrest in front of you. Personally, I didn't have time to use it on this flight, but it's something I'd probably try in future. The literature pocket is also found near the top of the seat and contains a safety card as well as magazines from both Air Dolomiti and Lufthansa, who of course this flight is being operated for. There's a small coat hook found on the left hand side of the seat if required, and like so many aircraft nowadays, the bottom of the literature pocket is exposed, so it's best not to put your valuables there. The Embraer tray table is always very generously sized, and on Air Dolomiti there's a single cup holder on the right. The table can also be adjusted on this aircraft, unlike on board Flybe's Embraers for example. Further down the seat is a netted storage area, which offers space for personal items within easy reach. And finally, the legroom on this particular aircraft was perfectly adequate for a flight of this length. Here's a slightly better look at the Air Dolomiti seat. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of the overall design and of course the colour. As this flight was rather short, I only took a brief look at the magazines provided. I found it quite interesting to compare the rather modest Air Dolomiti route network with the huge amount of destinations that an airline like Lufthansa serves. There is also an article on the new simple and modern Air Dolomiti livery. Personally, I prefer the previous colour scheme on their aircraft. Let me know what you think either in the comments section or even via my social media accounts, which is where you can also keep up to date with my latest flights as they happen.
And that's it. After a very quick flight of Air Dolomiti, we're now making our approach towards Prague. Do stick around at the end of the video for my final thoughts on today's trip. For now, enjoy the darkness. So welcome to Prague after that flight of Air Dolomiti from Munich. In particular, I'm here at the Holiday Inn Prague airport ahead of another flight tomorrow morning. This is the part of the video that I'll share with you my final thoughts, and we'll get started in Munich airport. And what an airport. It really did impress me. You can see why it's won so many awards. The terminal I flew from today, Terminal 2, was absolutely fantastic, really nicely designed, very bright and spacious concourses, plenty to see and do regarding shops and restaurants, and great views of the apron, the runways for an aviation enthusiast like me. Special mention must go to the newer concourse that I travelled from where the K-gates are. Really like that area. Sadly though, we did have a delay today, around about 1 hour to our flight. That's always a little bit disappointing when you are looking to travel, particularly for passengers maybe with onward connections. But what I would say is the way the delay was handled was absolutely fantastic. The staff in Munich airport kept us informed throughout, and they were very friendly when passengers were asking them questions. But also Lufthansa themselves, via the app, via text message and email, I was kept up to date of any changes to my flight, be that gate changes or of course a delay, which is really useful if you're planning your itinerary. Where we did get going, well, it's my first time on board Air Dolomiti today, and I'm a big fan of the Embraer 195. I'd also say I was a very big fan of the cabin, which quite surprised me. I thought the green would be a bit too much, but it did quite work for me. And the seat was very comfortable as well. I'd have to give a very special mention to the crew. Now this is an incredibly short flight. It's only a just over 150-mile journey, but the crew completed a full service for a pretty busy cabin today. We were given a snack before departure and each passenger was offered and provided a drink. They worked really hard and were very friendly as well when I interacted with them. If there was a negative to this journey though, it would have to be the price. Frankly, for such a short flight, the price I paid today was incredibly steep, so it's certainly something to consider if you are travelling on this route in future. So overall, did I have a good time? Yeah, I absolutely did, and I do look forward to trying Air Dolomiti again in the future, and of course travelling from Munich as well. It was really fun. I do hope you've enjoyed this video today. As always, please leave me your feedback in the comments section below. Leave a like by hitting that thumbs up button, and of course if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a future video. Of course, as always, take care.